What's up everyone, welcome back to Big Flick Energy, and this is a follow-up video to my last video on the full Star Wars canon timeline. And I know I cut off that video pretty abruptly, pretty much just saying there is no First Order, there is no sequel trilogy. Well, there is. I may not be the most happy about a lot of the decisions that they made there, but honestly the only reason I did that at the end of the video was because I was running out of time to make the next video. I was running out of time to post it. It was already Revenge of the Fifth. I had to get it out. So I decided to cut out the last 10-15 minutes of the video. And here you go. The Star Wars Canon Timeline Part 2, the sequel series. Or otherwise known as The Rise of the First Order. If the New Republic was the successor to the Republic, the First Order is the successor to the Empire. Led by Sith Lord Supreme Leader Snoke and his apprentice Kylo Ren. This era begins with the series Star Wars Resistance, taking place 6 months before The Force Awakens, the first film of the sequel trilogy, which takes place 30 years after the original trilogy. So let's start off with Star Wars Resistance. It follows the story of Kazuda Xiono, a young pilot recruited by the Resistance to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. Set on the remote Colossus platform, Kaz navigates through a world of espionage, intrigue, and danger as he gathers information on the First Order's plans. Throughout the series, Kaz forms friendships with a diverse cast of characters, including mechanic Tom Rivora, ace pilot Tora Doza, and the enigmatic Sinara San. Together they face off against the machinations of the First Order and uncover dark secrets that threaten the galaxy's stability, alongside meeting other characters in this war like General Leia Organa and the introduction to pilot Poe Dameron. This is then followed by Forces of Destiny, the Hapabor Hazard, which sees new character Rey, a scavenger on Jakku, discover a stubborn, unmoving Hapabor sitting on the ship she's meant to tow back for payment. This is followed by Force of Destiny Run Rey Run, where Rey is cornered by Tito, who is on the hunt for a valuable part on a Star Destroyer. Rey warns Tito that the removal of this part will trigger the vessel's collapse. We then continue with Battlefront 2, Resurrection, the epilogue of the game which follows Kylo Ren. We continue the journey of Iden Versio as well, where she is the former Imperial Special Force soldier turned Rebel Alliance fighter. Set after the events of the main campaign, Resurrection delves into Iden's personal quest for redemption and her determination to uncover the truth about the galaxy's future alongside her child. As Iden embarks on a new mission, players are thrust into a gripping narrative that intertwines her story with that of the enigmatic Kylo Ren. With the galaxy in turmoil and new threats emerging, Iden and Kylo find themselves on a collision course that will shape the fate of the galaxy. We see the pull of Kylo to the dark side with a mission that translates perfectly into Episode 7, The Force Awakens. The remnants of the Empire, now known as the First Order, seek to establish dominion over the galaxy, while the Resistance fights to uphold freedom and democracy. The story follows Rey, a scavenger on the desert planet of Jakku, who discovers a droid named BB-8, carrying a crucial piece of a map that leads to the missing Jedi, Luke Skywalker. Alongside Finn, a former stormtrooper disillusioned with the First Order, and Han Solo, the legendary smuggler with Chewbacca, Rey embarks on a journey to deliver BB-8 to the Resistance and uncover the truth about her own mysterious past, all while being hunted by Kylo Ren, the son of Han Solo and Leia Organa. The film comes to a close as Han Solo has perished, but the map to Luke is completed, giving hope to the Resistance in this war as the Last Jedi has been found. Before this, though, we have 6 Forces of Destiny episodes with Sands of Jakku taking place during The Force Awakens, where on Jakku, Rey takes BB-8 home but must fend off a hungry Night Watcher worm that wants to devour her new friend. After, in BB-8 Bandits, we see 3 scavenger thugs hoping to steal BB-8 that attack Rey and the droid. Rey leads them on a speeder chase and uses an old enemy to escape. Taking place later, during Force Awakens, we have Tracker Trouble, where we see Chewie and Rey use their mechanical skill to find the tracker bomb on the Millennium Falcon. After his perilous pursuit, in a dangerous snowspeeder chase across Starkiller Base, Rey and Finn work together to escape pursuing snowtroopers, which is then followed by Porg Problems, which follows Rey as she climbs the mountain to reach Luke Skywalker. As Rey struggles to force lift stones, a curious Porg snatches her lightsaber. Rey chases the Porg and force lifts it before it can dive into the water with her saber. This is directly followed by the episode simply called Porgs, where Chewie becomes exasperated when a pair of Porgs tears blue wiring out of the Falcon as they await the return of Rey from the top of the mountain. Chewie and R2-D2 discover that the Porgs are looking for rare blue moss for their nests. And with this, we go into the next film in the trilogy, Episode 8, The Last Jedi. The Resistance, led by General Leia Organa, finds itself on the brink of annihilation as the First Order closes in on their location. As Rey seeks out Jedi Master Luke Skywalker for guidance, she grapples with her own burgeoning connection to the Force and her place in the galaxy. Meanwhile, the conflict between Kylo Ren and Rey intensifies, as they both confront their destinies and the choices that will define them. As the Resistance mounts a desperate last stand against the overwhelming might of the First Order, new alliances are forged, old wounds are reopened, and the true nature of the Force is revealed in unexpected ways. Luke sacrifices himself for the Resistance to fight on as Kylo Ren takes on the helm of Supreme Leader of the First Order, killing off his former master, Snoke. After this film is the final episode of Forces of Destiny, Shuttle Shock, where during the events of The Last Jedi, Finn and Rose encounter a pod of creatures on their way to Canto Bight. A tentacle hits the shuttle and shorts out BB-8, and they must fix BB-8 and land the shuttle safely. We now continue into the final film in the sequel trilogy, and the one that'll explain why it's my least favorite film in the form of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. The saga of the Skywalker family reaches its epic conclusion as the Resistance faces its greatest challenge yet, the return of the sinister Emperor Palpatine. How did he return? Somehow he did. That was the explanation they gave in the film, but it's pretty obvious it was through cloning, through experiments we see in The Bad Batch, The Mandalorian, and in the beginning of this film as well. As Rey, Finn, Poe, and their allies, including returning character Lando Calrissian, race against time to uncover the truth behind Palpatine's resurrection and stop his plans for galactic domination, they must confront their own inner demons and forge new alliances in the fight against the dark side. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren grapples with his own identity and the legacy of his family, torn between the light and dark sides of the Force. As the final battle between the Resistance and the First Order looms on the horizon, the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and the true power of the Force is revealed in unexpected ways. As the story unfolds, we're taken on a thrilling journey across the galaxy, from the deserts of Pasana to the wreckage of the Death Star on the ocean moon of Kef Bir. As the film comes to a close, Rey takes the name Skywalker instead of following in the legacy of her grandfather, Emperor Palpatine, and prepares to start up a new Jedi Order with her first student, Finn, who shows to have the Force in this film. Sadly, the most popular character in this trilogy, Kylo Ren, will die in this film after turning to the light. Now, why do I despise this movie? Well, because it ruins the premise of The Chosen One. If Palpatine is still alive, Anakin never brought balance to the Force, meaning he was never the Chosen One. The sequels tried to subvert so many expectations that I don't think they realized how much they ruined from the past. So, thanks for everything, Kathleen Kennedy. I do like some of what Disney has done, but there are other things that have been very questionable that they've done. And I'm hoping that they can be stronger in the future. And I do have a couple of ideas of how they can be better. So, I hope to make that video eventually. There is a new film in the works, though, that delves into Rey as the leader of the new Jedi Order, which I am curious to see. But I genuinely think the only thing that can save the sequel era of Star Wars is a Clone Wars-like series that makes people understand everything so much better and makes the next generation of Star Wars fans defend these films the same way I and so many others defend the prequels. So the next era would be the new Jedi Order, but right now there's nothing to talk about there. But with that, we have the full Star Wars canon timeline and watch order. I'll be making a follow-up video on where each of the Tales of the Empire videos fits into this world, and another on my proposal for a Bad Batch Rebel Era sequel series. But for now, thanks for watching my video. Please comment down below which future Star Wars projects you're excited for and not excited for, your thoughts on Tales of the Empire, your thoughts on the Bad Batch finale. Please like and subscribe. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and see you next time on Big Flick Energy.